All Progressive Congress finally holding its primary election for the Edo governorship election in September. In a spate of well-publicized challenges, all eyes will now be on the rival PDP as People's Democratic Party to choose its own standard bearer on Thursday, June the 25th. In the past week, PDP had to shift the date for the primary twice, presumably as we prepare to trash out the details involved in welcoming Edo State Governor Obaseki into the party fold following the acrimonious departure from the APC. The governor's defection has been interpreted in some quarters as a massive political gain for his new political party against the backdrop of much touted incumbency factors in Nigerian politics, his popularity and influential political base in the state. But there are those who continue to question PDP's ability to successfully manage bruised egos, dash aspirations, and recriminations that will likely be thrown up, especially if Mr. Obaseki eventually emerges the party's candidate for the governorship election. For a detailed look at this and related matters, we are now being joined by the PDP's Kola Ologbondiyan. Welcome to the program.
Kola, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Kola Ologbondiyan.
Good morning, Doctor.
Great.
Good morning, Tudun.
Great to have you.
I'm fine.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Let's go straight to it. I mean, last week, Daniel Bwala was here, and Daniel Bwala was saying, what is the PDP even doing extending their dates? That there's a legal roadblock waiting for you there, extending the dates of the primaries, because you need a stipulated time to notify INEC. What's happening as regards that? Is the PDP sure of that?
Well, I cannot be responding to Bwala because, in the first place, Bwala is not a member of the People's Democratic Party. Neither does he understand what is happening in our party. So he's speaking just like a spectator who is analyzing, who's already analyzing a match that has not been played. It is not correct. The process with INEC is that when you write to INEC and your letter or your notification has fallen within the 21 days provided for in the Constitution and the Electoral Act, you have a duty, you have a responsibility, whatever you are doing, maybe as a result of force majeure or an occurrence, whatever occurrences that happen, you have the window within those 21 days to locate when you are going to conduct your activities. And that's what we are doing in the People's Democratic Party. We are taking maximum advantage of our window period during which we can move forward and we can move backwards. If you recall, the first dates we chose were 23 and 24. For the purpose of political expediencies, we move backwards, 19 and 20. Again, we move forward, 23. And now we have moved forward to 25. It all falls within the context of the 21 days notification. So Bwala jumping on the ship and shouting that, oh, we have missed the period, was just talking off cuff, completely off cuff, because he doesn't even understand what we are doing in our party. He's not a member of our party in the first place. He's just a spectator. He's a spectator that is commenting on the match that was yet to be played.
Well, Kola, I see that the PDP has been quite triumphant with Governor Obaseki crossing from the APC to the PDP. But then we're told that 3 other aspirants on the platform of your party, Iman Swagmo and others, are protesting that they will not step down and that they expect the party to go through due process and not to intimidate them in any way. How is the PDP going to handle the concerns of persons who feel that they will be displaced by Governor Obaseki? Because the PDP is giving the impression that Obaseki will automatically get the gubernatorial candidate ticket of the PDP in Edo State.
Well, we are a party guided by rules. We have our party's constitution, there's the Electoral Act, and there's also the 1999 Constitution as amended. Any serious political party like the People's Democratic Party will take into consideration the provisions of its own laws and the provisions of the electoral law as well as the Constitution. And I believe that the People's Democratic Party is acting within the orbit of these laws, and we are properly being guided. When people sit down and say that, oh, there are concerns, oh, there are complaints. Complaints from where? Concerns from where? For us in the People's Democratic Party, particularly the leadership of the party, the National Working Committee, we have conducted our activities on Edo State so far in the best interest of our party, one, in accordance with the rules and the laws guiding political activities in Nigeria. And we have not acted in any way to suggest that we are imposing any candidates. For instance, we have slated a date for the party primaries. Once there's more than one aspirant in our internal democracy, the next phase is to take them to the primary to go and contest the election. And as we will recall in December 2018, when our party had its national convention to elect our presidential candidate, which till date has been rated as the best in the political history of our country when it comes to national convention. And we have consistently said it in the People's Democratic Party that that national convention of the 2018 will remain the benchmark of our internal democracy. And we have not departed from that. So for us in the PDP, we are going by the rules, we are following our laws, we are looking into what the Electoral Act provided for, we are also looking at what the 1999 Constitution has said. So all other activities, and nobody will accuse the National Working Committee of coming in directly into the process for the purposes of manipulation. That would be totally incorrect. And I can say that without mincing words. To be totally incorrect for anybody to make allegation against the National Working Committee that we have come into the process to manipulate the process. We haven't done that in any way. Because our Constitution provides that if we are admitting a Nigerian into our party who came in 1 month before the election, the law provides for how he can come in. We didn't act out of the law. Whatever we have done so far is within the confines of the law that guides our party.
Thank you, sir. Can you take us through your screening procedure? I ask because Governor Obaseki was disqualified from the APC by the APC screening committee for allegedly submitting questionable certificates. How will he surmount that obstacle with the PDP?
Well, the APC can never serve as a guide for the People's Democratic Party. First, they do not have our experience as a party. We have done 2 decades as a political party. They haven't even done a decade. 2, we do not have an overriding interest in Edo State. We don't have a national chairman of our party, of a party that comes from Edo State, who is interested in stopping his political godson. We don't have that in the People's Democratic Party. So for us in the PDP, our screening process remains very clinical. It's going to be it's been unbiased. We are going to treat every aspirant on the basis of the facts that they are presented to us and what our own cross-checking process has brought back to us. So for us in the PDP, we are not engaging in any vindictiveness. We are not engaging in any fight between a political godfather and a political godson. So we are at liberty to critically examine the certificates provided for us by Governor Godwin Obaseki, as well as Imasu Agbon, as well as Gideon Ikine, and as well as Iyama. So as far as we are concerned, we will follow what the rule says. Our screening committee will conduct the activities with an unbiased mind, with not a target to stop anybody, but to make sure that certificates that are going to be presented to us will be able to stand before the law and is in conformity with the processes of electioneering in our country. So that's our concern. We are not chasing any shadow. We are not chasing anybody. We don't have an ambition to stop anybody from contesting. Our party is democratic. Our party is open. Our party will continue to act with concern to the feelings of the people who are seeking to elect their leaders, and also take into consideration what the law provides for. Thank you.
Let's talk about waivers and money. Money is germane in politics. This is a big deal. Godwin Obaseki wouldn't just come into the PDP like that if he doesn't have an arsenal to fund this election. How big is this arsenal? And secondly, a lot of people are looking at the waivers given and saying, can't legal implications arise? And what are these waivers? You've just even explained it to us. How come a man that got to a party in the space of a couple of days can vie for one of the highest positions representing that party in his state?
Okay, thank you. You talk about money. My Oga sitting beside you there, Dr. Ruben Abati, has run election. He has contested election. He will understand the value of money in politics, and I'm sure he can speak to it too. I do not know. It depends. And, you know, situations concerning money in election is relative. In some places, you don't need to spend money. In other places, you need to spend little money. In even some other places, you need to spend hefty money. So it depends on the circumstance. In Edo, I'm not from Edo, and I cannot speak too much to their own system. But when you talk about waiver is provided for in the constitution of our party. And I think Section 55B, I can't be very accurate now, but let me just, and I know for sure it's around Section 50, provides that if somebody is joining our party less than a month to the election and he wants to aspire, it confers responsibility on the various levels of party leadership to grant waiver. First, such a person will write an application to the ESCO of his ward asking for a waiver. Once the ESCO of his ward approves that waiver, it passes it to the local government ESCO. The local government ESCO will also consider that waiver and pass it on to the state ESCO. The state ESCO, on considering and approving, mind you also that at the ward level, at the local government level, this application for waiver will be considered and approved. So when it gets to the state ESCO also consider and approve. Where it did that, it will now forward it to the National Secretariat of our party, where the National Working Committee will also consider the application which has passed through the ward, the local government, and state, and came to the national for approval or for ratification or rejection. So when it is ratified, the NEC will also have the final ratification. But our constitution confers on us, and this is where we are, when people say, oh, PDP and APC, they are the same, I just laugh. In our own party, our constitution provides for us that the National Working Committee that does the daily management of the party can act on behalf of NEC. So at the end, after acting on behalf of NEC, we report back to NEC.
Kola Ologbondiyan,
so this is the process.
Kola Ologbondiyan, sorry to cut you short. We'll come back to you, but we need to take a short commercial break. When we return, the Morning Show will continue. Please stay with us. You're still watching the Morning Show here on the Arise News channel. And our guest is still Kola Ologbondiyan, National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party. Well, Kola, you were still taking us through the process of moving from one party to the other to join the PDP and how to get a waiver and all of that. If you may complete your thoughts on that. And when you finish, I would like you to comment on the developing situation in Edo State, where there is going to be another gubernatorial election this year. And there we have the case of Agbola Ajayi, the deputy governor, on the platform of the APC, now moving from the APC, just like Governor Obaseki, to join the PDP. And of course, you know that there are other candidates, there are other aspirants in that state. Jegede Diola Feso, and one other person, who are saying that they are not ready to step down and that the party cannot automatically give the ticket to Agbola Ajayi. So your comments.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Abati. Yeah, I was talking about waiver. And so what we have done so far in Edo State is in conformity with what our rules provide for. Now, talking about Ondo State, and before I go into Ondo State, let me quickly say that those who keep talking about, we will not step, that people say that they will not step down, I am sure and I'm very confident the National Working Committee has not spoken to any aspirant, whether in Ondo State or in Edo State, asking that such aspirants to step down. I am not aware, and I'm a member of the National Working Committee. So going into Ondo State, the process that allowed Governor Obaseki to come into our party, if Agbola also applied for waiver at his ward, if the ward approved, or whatever the action of the reward is, it will pass through the local government, go through the state ESCO, and come to the National Secretariat. Only until that is done and he becomes a member of our party that I can be discussing the issue of Agbola Ajayi. But as I speak to you now, as we are talking now, I'm aware that he has registered at his ward. I got that information last night, that he has registered his ward. So by so doing, he has become a member of our party. So I can speak about his membership, but I'm not aware of his aspiration because I know that as we speak, as at last night before I came here this morning, he has not picked form to contest election. So until he gets to those levels, that's when we begin to talk about him. But you know, in the political arena, a lot of rumor goes into the air. People discuss issues like spectators who are already reviewing a match before it is played. So for us in the party, we have a responsibility to make sure that we manage our affairs in a manner that there will be no rancor and there will be no too much of feuding. But you must also know that politics is about contestation for power. And there's nothing anybody can do about it, because that's the essence, one of the essences of politics. So once it happens, the duty of the party is to go in and manage the situation. So nobody is saying that, step down. But people are already saying that nobody can ask him to step down. But nobody has raised discussions about stepping down. So that's the situation. Indeed.
Agbola Ajayi hasn't actually confirmed that he will be running for the governorship ticket of the PDP. But I wanted to go back to Edo State and ask you, who is PDP's leader in Edo State? Because Governor Obaseki claims it to be himself, to a lot of raised eyebrows and some resentment. What is your opinion on that? Does the fact that he's a state governor that has newly decamped to PDP automatically make him the leader of PDP in Edo State?
Let me start by going to the Agbola issue. You say he has confirmed that.
No, he hasn't confirmed.
But I'm saying...
I'm agreeing with you that he hasn't confirmed. He hasn't confirmed that he's trying to vie for that position.
Thank you very much. You see, in the People's Democratic Party, we don't have the kind of leaders that people talk about in APC. We must get that from the beginning. What we have in the People's Democratic Party are various levels of leadership. If you go to the ward, in my ward, for instance, I have a leader, and I'm not the one, in spite of the fact that I hold an office in the National Secretariat. I have a political leader in my ward that I defer to. So it goes on like that at various levels. So for us in People's Democratic Party, our activities are predicated largely on consultations across the various levels of leadership. We don't have a situation where, in one state, that, okay, somebody's the leader. But we must also accept that we have utmost respect for our governors, just as we have who are leaders by their own right, just as we have for other strata of leadership in our party. So it's not easy for you to come and say, in this state, this is the leader. We have a collegiate of leaders. That's the way PDP operates. And that is why we don't have an Asiwaju who will say, this is it, and it must be so. Or we have a Oshomole who will say, this is it. Even, I am sure, from the remarks made by Governor Obaseki so far, particularly where he said that the system in the PDP is amazing. He's seeing things compared to where he's coming from as totally different. Because we have a system in the PDP. We have come over a period of 2 decades, like I said. And these systems are structured, they are established. So it's not a party that you just come into and, you just take it all the way. No. As we are speaking, I want you to know that Governor Obaseki is still consulting in Edo State, even as we are speaking, in spite of his membership of our party. That is the way the PDP works. We have a collegiate of leaders. We defer to our leaders at respective levels. And like I said, even in my own ward, as the National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, I defer to my leader in my ward. So that is the way we operate on the collegiate system.
Well, thank you very much, Kola Ologbondiyan, for joining us this morning on The Morning Show.